Assalamu alaikum Julius students. Today I am going to present my third online lecture, and today's topic is about types of eggs. Right? We know that egg or ova is a female reproductive cell which is formed inside the ovary under the influence of certain hormone like FSH and LH by the process known as oogenesis, and it is a haploid gamete which when fused with the sperm forms zygote, and the zygote ultimately developed into a new organism, right? So but this egg is not similar or not same in all the animal group. It varies from one animal group to another animal group. On the basis of various parameters, it has been divided into many types. First, on the basis of the amount of yolk in the cytoplasm, it is divided into following four types: alethal, macrolethal, mesolethal egg and macrolethal egg, right? First is our alethal egg. A means without and lethal means yolk, means the egg with no yolk is known as alethal egg. And the example here is eutherian mammals, and you can see here the egg is without yolk or no yolk is present inside their cytoplasm. And there are some example: dog, goat, human itself. Actually you can take any example of eutherian animals like cow, sheep, lion, donkey, monkey, horse, right? So next example is macrolethal egg. Macro means small and lethal means yolk, right? So this type of egg contain very small amount of yolk inside their ooplasm or cytoplasm, right? And this type of egg is present in found in amphioxus and tunicates. Here you can see a very little amount of yolk inside their cytoplasm, right? And there are some more example of this type of egg like flatworm, roundworm, annelids, etc. And the third one is mesolethal egg. Meso means moderate, lethal means yolk, right? And so this type of egg contain this moderate amount of yolk inside their cytoplasm or ooplasm. So such type of egg is present in or found in amphibians, frog is here, dipnoi, lungfish and petromazan. And fourth one is macrolethal egg. It's also known as megalethal or polylethal egg. Macro means large, lethal means yolk, means this egg contain large amount of yolk inside their cytoplasm or ooplasm, and such type of egg has very large amount of yolk right here, and it's always present on the one side, and these are called vegetal pole. And the opposite of this pole is known as animal pole. Animal pole, right? And this pole, in between this pole there is a imaginary line between these two here, which divide the whole egg into two halves, right? The animal pole side is known as animal hemisphere, while the vegetal pole side is known as vegetal hemisphere. This type of egg is present in reptiles, birds and prototherian mammals, right? Here the example is duck-billed platypus, right? So, and the second one, on the basis of the distribution of yolk, it is further divided into three types: the isolethal, telolethal and centrolethal, right? So iso means same, means in this type of egg the yolk is evenly distributed in throughout the cytoplasm, right? So such type of egg is present in echinoderms, amphioxus and mammals, right? Second type of yolk is telolethal egg. Telo means and, lethal means yolk. Means in this type of egg, the yolk is unevenly distributed, and the major portion of the yolk is towards the vegetal pole side, right? And telolethal egg may be further classified into following three types: slightly telolethal, moderately telolethal, extremely telolethal, right? So in case of slightly telolethal egg, the yolk content is very small, and the yolk is present towards the vegetal pole side, right? And this type of egg is present in fishes. The second one is moderately telolethal egg. This type of contain moderate quantity of yolk inside their ooplasm, and the yolk is unevenly distributed in their and the majority of the yolk is present towards the vegetal hemisphere or vegetal pole side. Such type of egg is present in amphibians. The majority of the yolk is present in the vegetal hemisphere, and animal hemisphere has very little amount of yolk, right? And third one is extremely telolethal. Means this type of egg contain there is a large amount of yolk in their ooplasm or cytoplasm, and the majority of yolk is present towards vegetal hemisphere or vegetal pole side. And the example here is birds and reptiles. You can see it has contained large yolk in their ooplasm, and the yolk is present towards the vegetal pole side. Animal pole side has very less amount of yolk in their ooplasm, right? And due to the presence of large yolk, the nucleus is shifted towards the animal pole side. And the best example is reptiles and birds, right? So, and the last one is centrolethal egg. Centrolethal means in this type of egg, the yolk is present in the center of the cytoplasm. So this type of egg is present in arthropods and coelenterids. You can see here the best example is here is insects, and you can see the large amount of yolk is present in their cytoplasm, and it is present in the center of this egg. Usually in this type of animals, they have elongated this egg, right? And it's covered by a shell. So third one is on the basis of the presence and absence of shell. It is further divided into two types: chelidoic and non-chelidoic egg, right? Chelidoic derived from a word chelitos, means closed. Means in this type of egg, the egg is totally protected under a hard covering, we call it shell, and it's made up of calcium carbonate, and this shell is permeable for gases. So it is a terrestrial adaptation, and it is found in birds, reptiles, and protherian mammals and insects. Like you can see here, a bird with their egg, and the duck-billed platypus with egg, right? And the second one is non-chelidoic egg. This type of egg is not protected by the shell. This means shell is absent. So it is present in viviparous animals and oviparous animals which lays their eggs in the water, right? So here you can see the egg of human. It is not covered by any type of hard shell, but it is covered by some sort of cells, follicular cells, right? On the second example is egg of frog. Here here also there is no hard covering is present, right? So it is covered by a jelly-like structure we call egg jelly. It's made up of albumin, right? And the fourth type of egg is mosaic and regulative type of egg. In case of mosaic egg, every portion of the egg are predetermined with respect to its potentialities for further development, or we can say for the development of future embryo. Such type of egg is found in annelids, mollusks, and tunicates. If we lose some portion of the if you remove some portion of the cytoplasm of this egg, it can develop into a proper embryo, or after the first cleavage, it's formed to blastomere. At this stage, if you remove it one blastomere, the other blastomere can't compensate this lost part, and this single blastomere can't develop into a proper embryo. But on the other hand, in case of regulative type of egg, their egg is not predetermined for the development of a future embryo. So if certain portion of their cytoplasm is lost, or if it's divided into two cells, when the one blastomere is lost, the other blastomere can develop into a complete embryo. Means the other remaining the other blastomere can compensate the loss of the other blastomere, and this single cell can form the complete, or this complete individual. So thank you so much.